If you use Excel, you totally know the feeling. The same clicks, the same formatting, the same formulas, again and again and again. But what if I told you that a ridiculously powerful automation tool is already built right into the software you use every day, just waiting for you to flip the switch? Well, let's dive in and see how it works.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about the hidden power that's just sitting inside your copy of Excel. Then I'll show you how to record your very first automated task without writing a single line of code. After that, we'll peek under the hood at what's really possible. We'll share some pro tips to make your automations lightning fast. And we'll wrap up with a simple mindset so you'll know exactly when to use this secret weapon.
All right, let's kick things off with the big picture. Why should you even care about automation inside a spreadsheet anyway?
This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We spend so much of our lives on this kind of manual, repetitive work. It's tedious, it's boring, and you know what? It's exactly where mistakes happen. A single misstep, one little typo, and an entire report can be completely wrong. Macros are your way out of that loop.
So, what is a macro, really? Well, think of it like this. It's a recording of your actions. Every mouse click, every keystroke, Excel watches you, learns the sequence, and can then play it back perfectly on your command. It's basically a way to teach Excel how to do all the boring grunt work for you.
Now, what's absolutely wild is that the language behind all this, VBA, is sitting on the computers of over 500 million Microsoft Office users, but almost nobody knows how to use it. It's one of the most powerful, widely available tools on the planet that most people don't even know they have.
And here's the best part. You do not need to be a coder to get started. Not at all. The easiest way in is with Excel's built-in macro recorder, and it requires zero coding. Okay, first things first, you might need to make the Developer tab visible. It's super easy. Just hop into Excel Options, go to Customize ribbon, and check the box for Developer. Once you do that, you'll see a big Record Macro button. Just click it, give your new macro a name, something descriptive, no spaces, and you're off to the races.
Now for the magic. All you have to do is perform the task you want to automate one last time. Whether it's formatting a report, cleaning up some data, whatever it is. As you're doing it, Excel is in the background watching every single move and translating it all into a script it can use forever. When you're done, you just hit Stop Recording. And boom, just like that, you've done it. Seriously, without typing a single word of code, you just wrote a computer program. From now on, you can run that macro with a single click, and Excel will perfectly repeat every single one of those steps in seconds.
Recording is an amazing first step, for sure. But believe me, it is just scratching the surface. To really unlock the true potential here, we need to look at what that recorder actually created for us.
See, when you hit record, Excel isn't just memorizing your clicks, it's translating them into a real scripting language called Visual Basic for Applications, or VBA for short. And you can actually see this code, you can edit it, and that is where the real power is.
So what can you really do once you go beyond this simple recorder? Well, forget just reformatting a column. Imagine a script that rips through 50,000 rows of messy data, automatically fixing typos and flagging bad entries. Or think about a script that builds your entire monthly sales report. I'm talking charts, pivot tables, the whole shebang, all with a single click. This is where you go from saving minutes to saving days of work.
Think about that for a second. Instead of you manually exporting data from some database and then importing it into Excel, a macro can connect directly to that source, pull the absolute latest information, and build your report for you. It's a total game changer for integrating Excel into your company's bigger workflow.
And here's the real aha moment. The recorder is fantastic at capturing what you did, but it has no idea why you did it. It can't make decisions, right? It can't use logic like, hey, if sales are over 1 million, color this cell green. And it can't do loops like for every single file in this folder, open it up, grab the data, and add it to my main summary sheet. To get that kind of intelligence, we need to go beyond just recording.
Okay, so once you start editing your own VBA code, you're going to want it to be fast, blazing fast. So let's look at a few pro tips to make that happen.
If you only remember one thing about performance, let it be this. Every time your VBA code has to talk to the Excel spreadsheet, to read a value or to write a value, it's like a messenger has to climb over a huge mountain. It's slow. Your goal always is to minimize the number of trips that messenger has to take.
So a classic mistake the recorder makes is using .select. You can see it here. It selects the sheet, then it selects the columns, then it clears the selection. That's 2 trips over the mountain. The after code does the exact same thing in one direct command. It just tells Excel what to clear without ever selecting it first. One trip, much, much faster.
Here's another little secret the pros use. When you're pulling data from a cell, always try to use .value too. See, unlike .value or .text, it just grabs the raw, unformatted number from the cell. It doesn't care about the $ or the date formatting, it just wants the number. This is way, way faster, especially when you're dealing with huge chunks of data.
And here are a few other quick wins for you. At the start of your code, you can tell Excel to turn off screen updating. This stops the screen from flickering and redrawing with every change, making your code run way faster. It's like telling Excel to close its eyes and just concentrate. Another huge one is option explicit. Just put that at the very top of your code. It's like a spell checker that forces you to define your variables, and trust me, it will save you from countless headaches caused by simple typos.
So, now that you know what's possible and how to do it efficiently, there's one last question we need to answer. When should you actually use a macro? Because look, this isn't a magic wand for every single problem. The real key here is developing an automation mindset, learning to spot the perfect tasks for the job.
And it really boils down to this. Macros are absolute champions for structured, repetitive work. Things like cleaning data, formatting reports. If you do the exact same steps every time, it's a perfect candidate. But on the flip side, you want to avoid them for tasks that need human judgment, where the process is always changing, or for things like interactive data analysis.
Think about it. By automating just 1 or 2 of those annoying, repetitive tasks you do every single day, the time you get back can be absolutely enormous. So the real question isn't just about what you learned, it's about how you're going to use it. What's the first tedious task you're going to automate for good?